Sin and crime. Today we're going to talk about sin and crime. What is the difference between sin and crime? Sin is cheating on your wife. Sin is treating someone bad at your work. Sin is disliking or hating someone because of their skin color, their belief, their religion, or their sexuality or whatever other reason. These are sins. While crime is crime, and everyone knows that what is crime. Rape is a crime. Murder is a crime, and many more things. If you are discriminating someone because of their skin color, or you are not giving someone equal opportunity, and it is proven that you are not giving that, that is a crime. There is a silk road between sin and crime.
You say there's a difference between sins and crimes.
Well, a sin is cheating on your wife. A sin is sleeping with multiple women. A sin is treating people badly at work. But a crime is a crime. And so, is Harvey guilty of committing sins? Sure. That doesn't make you a criminal. And there's a lot of real estate between making bad choices and committing crimes.
But you have no issues representing a sinner.
No, because we don't criminalize morality in this country.
It is very long and lengthy issue, but today my focus is going to be sexual crimes of Hollywood, sexual crimes of today's modern world, powerful and rich elite, and at the same time lust of a red carpet and the money as well, and jumping the queue. So today I'm gonna talk about these things.
I swipe right on Tinder, and then I go home with somebody and not think that they then may try to proposition me.
That almost sounds like you're saying when you go home, you're asking for it.
No, not at all. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you go home with someone after swiping right, to act as if you have no idea what that interaction may be or what you may be consenting to seems ridiculous to me.
I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm going to say most of us has committed a sin at some point in our life. Or maybe we're doing it almost every day. I have a question for those. It is a criminal offense to marry someone while you already married, which you call polygamy, and to have a second wife. But at the same time, while you are married and you have cheated on your wife multiple times, and you have slept with hundreds of women, but that's not a crime. I ask this question to yourself. I'm going to ask this question to metoo movement as well. I'm going to ask this question to the authorities, that why they do not criminalize this offense as well, that if you are married and if you cheat on your wife, it should be a criminal offense. Why it's not a criminal offense? Until it's not a criminal offense, it is morally wrong. It will stay as a sin, but it will not be a criminal offense. Young girls or young women and older men, you see that today's world, sometimes I think that we are still living. The time has changed, but the society norms and many other things are still the same, which were thousands of years before. If you read the history of pharaohs, if you read the history of Romans, Ottomans, and many old civilizations, you will see that it was a similar kind of a thing.
Talked to Girlie, and she never asked me for any money. One thing led to the next. Went to Manila. Pretty soon we were going out with each other. There's a good 50 years. Not so much as you'd notice, but it's there.
People with a lot of power and wealth, they get away with a lot of things where normal people couldn't even dream of. If you compare that in today's society, you will see that today, again, you see Hollywood actors, directors, or people who are very rich, who are powerful, which include very powerful businessmen in sports, you name it. When you have a power, there is a kind of a lust, there is kind of a urge they have to go for a younger woman. So it is kind of a race we are living in. It's like they rush who's going to have a young girl, who's going to sleep with multiple young women. And this kind of a trend has destroyed the society and destroyed the normal people who are living in the society. They idolize them because they are their role models, either they are sportsmen, either they are in media or whatever. They see them as their role models. When they see their role models, then how easy for them to divorce their wife, bringing the young woman very next day. And it is just a continuous trend. This is sending a very wrong signal to society. It is becoming a normal. They are trying to show that it is a normal that you can divorce your wife and go for a younger woman. And that's why today you see that the major problem we are facing is a family destruction. Family system has been destroyed. Marriages are collapsing in the highest rate in the history of the world. At the same time, I would also say that the young aspiring women as well, especially the millennials, what is happening right now, I would urge you that And this is a responsibility of Me Too movement. This is a responsibility of the authorities as well to educate them, and they try to educate them, and they have to run the campaign as well, where they should tell them that while you are in the queue, that you have to work hard to be somewhere, like any other job, like any other career. So when you are in the queue, try not to jump the queue. Wait for your turn. If you're not gonna wait for your turn and try to jump the queue, then you'll end up taking the wrong turn.
It may sound like a demeaning term, but incredibly, there are now more than 200,000 young Australian women who have either become or are trying to be sugar babies. Their ambition is a sweet life of pampered luxury, paid for by older, sometimes much older, men. By day, Alex is a junior executive in Melbourne. By night, she's a sugar baby. On her way to meet a man who could be her father. Except Bob is a sugar daddy. Born in Singapore, Brandon Wade now calls Las Vegas home, where he's become very, very rich.
Cheers.
On the back of his sugar baby enterprise.
A sugar baby would be typically younger, ambitious, who know exactly what they want, and they want to set really a higher standard for who they date. Why would you settle for dating a loser? So, where should we go shopping?
I mean, do we want to get you the Dior shoes?
I
the
do
guys'
love
shoes?
those
We
Dior
should go
shoes.
just try.
Brandon happily paraded his own sugar baby, 22-year-old Zoe. How old is Zoe?
Zoe's 22.
And how old are you?
I'm 48.
Me Too movement has created a lot of awareness, but at the same time, I would say that Me Too movement is not doing the justice. They are too much focused on a man. But I have to ask this question to many of the Hollywood actresses who are in their mid-30s and 40s, they are either single or in an out relationship or divorces. Because what is happening when they're very young, they do not care because the men are falling on their feet. But before they know it, when they enter into the age of mid-30s or 40s plus, what's happening now? All of those men who are falling on their feet, they start vanishing, they start disappearing from their life and go for younger women. This trend of casting older male, this trend of casting older actors with young girls or young aspiring actresses is sending the very wrong signal. Hollywood, all of this media, they have make it so normal, and they normalize that. That's why this kind of a lust and this kind of a trend to go for a younger girl all the time and using your power has poisoned the whole society. That's why you see that these characters of Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and the Nasser, they have used their power, they use their fame, and they use their money to attract these younger girls. They have committed these horrible crimes towards those women. At the same time, criminalize cheating, criminalize adultery as well. And it also be a criminal offense or sackable offense that a boss or employee cannot have a relationship. Anyone who apply for a job and the CV has gone to that organization, then it has to be a criminal offense that the person from the employer can have a relationship with that person. This is the only way we can. This is the most safest way we can create a safe society, where everyone can have a fair opportunity. Otherwise, what really happens? These people, they use their authority and they use their power, they use their money to influence, and for their own lust and for their own evil motives. The relationship always stand on compromise and respect. When there's no compromise and respect, then relationship cannot stand. Relationship cannot continue. The relationship, this sexual desire for younger women, sexual desires of sleeping with multiple women, and these desires should not be the reason of divorce, and this desire should not be the reason of destruction of a family. So this is the responsibility of the authority. This is the responsibility of elite, all of these famous people, and this is the responsibility of Me Too movement as well, to sit down and decide and educate the people as well, that they need to, that everyone take in this society, everyone need to take responsibility and educate the people that this is not the right thing to do. Finally, I would say that if I said anything which you didn't like, I apologize. Thank you very much.